Well, welcome to the first episode of the DVC Clubhouse YouTube channel. My name's Jeff. You guys may not know me by face, but you know me by Crocs. With me is Amy, as you can see.
You can have your feet up on the desk.
I should.
Then there'd be no mistaking who you are, unless you're not wearing Crocs, of course. But
That's right. Well, we'd like to welcome y'all. Thanks for tuning in. This is going to be a fun experiment. We've never done anything like this before, and we're just going to kind of dive in today and let you know what this is all about, what our plans are for the future, and kind of why we started it.
Here we are. Who would have thought all of those months ago when we decided to hang out for the entire day in Disney World that this is where we would be? But alas, here we are.
Yeah, that could have been a really, really awkward day, but it turned out to be awesome. So we'll tell that story down the road. That's a great story.
Yes.
But just a little bit about me. My name's Jeff Haslam. I'm a pretty active member of the Disney Vacation Club community on a few different groups. And we just kind of wanted to just go out on our own and do some new things and kind of explore this world with you all and tell our story about our Disney Vacation Club, membership and how we got here and what it means to us. I don't know, Amy, if you want to chime in with.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think the thing that has been such a pleasant surprise for me over the past couple of years is the connections that I've made with other DVC members for a long time. I've been a DVC member for 20 years, and clearly social media has changed the landscape of how we can communicate with one another and connect with one another. And so it's no longer just Disney Files magazine that's showing up. It is actually the ability to communicate in real time with other DVC members. And it's been so great because, as I think every DVC member can kind of relate to this, other people in our lives don't understand it. They don't get it. They don't understand why we go to Disney so much. They don't understand why we love it. And so when we were able to make connections on social media, it's like, wow, I've finally found people who understand and who get it and who are excited to talk to me about it and excited to hear about my trips. And I'm excited to hear about their trips. And then those connections developed into friendships. And it's difficult because we can't all be at Disney World at the same time together, although many of us have connected just coincidentally on our trips, to be able to kind of have a community whose purpose is building those connections, facilitating the connections. Less so, there's a ton of great DVC news sources out there. I'm not a DVC expert, or I'm not a DVC brainiac who knows tons about use here and points and all of that. But what I do love is the connection. And I think that, you and I feel the same way, that being able to forge those connections, facilitate them, and grow that connection through this platform is really why we decided. And, you and I kind of talked about it, and it just seemed like we both had this desire to have that type of connection.
Yeah, definitely. And that's, I think, what was one of the most surprising things about getting into DVC. I'd known about DVC, I'd seen DVC, I'd seen the kiosks around the park, but I'm actually, you said over 20 years, I've only been a member for about 3. And I would have never thought that buying a $30,000 contract would have led to lifelong friendships. I never thought that in a million years. And even those connections that you make that maybe aren't permanent, there's nothing cooler than standing in line and having somebody see your DVC backpack or your t-shirt or whatever swag you're wearing, and you kind of even connect just for a minute while you're in line, and then you have something to talk about with somebody while you're in line, and then you go your separate ways, and maybe you don't see them again. But I've made several really, really special connections through this madness. You know, it's kind of a cool subset of Disney that even lifelong Disney fans maybe don't recognize or don't know fully about.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's throughout the years, and I'm sure other people have had the experience where you drive around and you see somebody with a DVC bumper sticker or sticker on their car, and you're like, oh my gosh, there's a DVC member right there. And it's exciting. And now we're able to connect with people through our, the Facebook group that we started, which has been wonderful. And people are so engaged and excited. And I'm so grateful for that. Um, and the Instagram page that we've started, and now being able to do this and use YouTube as another way to connect, not just as a means of education or entertainment, but really as a means of connection.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's something that we should make clear to the audience is, we're not, there's plenty of places to get DVC information. And of course, if you have questions, we will absolutely help you. I'm not an expert either. I read about it all the time, but there's people out there that know way more than I do, probably way more than Amy does. There's plenty of places to get that information. And we're not necessarily telling you to leave us and go there, but it's such a giant umbrella that people can kind of get information from wherever they want. We want to be more about the community side, about the meetups, about the people, about your DVC story and how you got involved and why you still own, why you have held on to those contracts for however many years that you have. We're not going to be a place to, the CEO's name is probably never going to come up. There's plenty of places to complain about all the bad things that are happening in the Disney worlds. We want to be a positive place. We want to be a place where people come together, talk about the good things and just kind of share in that community aspect, because we feel like, as close as Amy and I have gotten and other people in the group, there are some cool people in this world that you can put away everything else and still have that connection.
Yeah, and I think that it's, and I'm speaking for myself, but I think that I probably am representing how other people feel, is that there's something that's really special about Disney for us beyond just that it's like a fun vacation. It's something that has meant something to us on a deep level. Um, a way that we've been able to in our own lives deal with whatever uncertainty or unpleasantness is out there in the world. And I've I find so much joy in planning my vacations because it gives me an opportunity to just kind of disconnect from what's happening in my everyday world and focus for a little while. I mean, I think planning the trip is almost as fun as being on the trip. And to be able to then share those plans with other people and hear their plans and to share that passion and to get ideas. I mean, there are things that I have done over the past 2 years on my trips that I never would have probably really pulled the trigger on if I hadn't heard the experiences from the friends that I've met through um, through connecting online. And it has completely enhanced my the way that I use my membership by connecting with other members. And I think that that is something that is a way that we can really all benefit from these one-on-one connections and from hearing the stories, hearing other people's stories to understand what it really means to them beyond just this shared love of Disney, but what does it really mean for them in their lives and how do they use their membership so that other people can get ideas and they can, we can all kind of share our experiences that are not just things that you read online, but things that you can really, when you experience something or you talk to somebody who's experienced it, it brings it to life for you in a way that you can't really experience from just reading it off of a page. And that is something that I have valued so much and that I think is what has really inspired me to want to do this with you, is to be able to kind of really dive into those experiences and bring them to life to people, so that all DVC members can that participate with us in whichever platform they choose to, feel like their experience is being enhanced. Because you're right, there are things that are beyond our control, in the world of DVC, in the world of Disney. um, but there is a way for us to all continue to enjoy our memberships, and I know I do. And so I think that that's a, a really important part of what we can all do, is continue to help each other experience the joy and the magic, and not be weighed down by the disappointments that we might experience
Well,
currently.
exactly. I think, and that's important. At the bottom line is the Walt Disney Company is a multinational global company, and they have their own shareholders that they have to deal with, and they have to answer to, and it's easy to get caught up in the madness. And certainly there's things that anger me and upset me, but that's not the whole of it. It's easy to get down that negativity slide and just let it go where it's going to go. Whereas with this, we want to focus on those relationships and new experiences. The more I go, the less I'm spending in the parks, I find out. And don't get me wrong, I'm a huge parks guy. I'm not afraid of rope drop to fireworks, but I'm also interested in doing new things. And it's harder to do, I think, on your own or with your family, because they might not have the same level of fandom nerdiness as maybe we do.
Yep.
And things that are kind of off the beaten path, renting boats and going scuba diving and all these things that we're going to be showcasing throughout however many years we decide to do this, combined with really getting into our group's membership and learning what they love and what there's restaurants that I've eaten at that I never would have eaten at if not for the people that I met there, or out of the way drink places, or just, I don't know. There's a lot to Disney besides the theme parks, and I'm really excited that DVC has kind of opened up that world to me.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And to that point, I want to encourage anybody who's watching this to, if you don't already belong to the Facebook group, to seek us out. It's DVC Clubhouse. And pinned at the top of that group is a Google form. If you want to appear with Jeff and me doing this, just talking about your experience, what it means to you, why you love it, how you use your membership, your favorite things to do, hop on that Facebook group, click on that link, and submit the form. So it's, we're using that form basically as a way to help steer the conversation. So you don't have to go into crazy amount of detail, but just to give us some idea of the things that are important to you that you'd like to talk about, so that we can make sure that we can use our time with you wisely. So I definitely encourage you to do that, because we really are looking forward to having those conversations. And then also, just for some fun Disney content, the Instagram page, also DVC Clubhouse. But really, I think you and I both, Jeff, we both feel like that, doing this is really what we really want to do, and why we decided to do this in the first place, was to be able to connect with people in this way.
Yeah, definitely. And and I'm going off of your and I's connection, and a couple of the other people in the group that I've met. It's just, they're just phenomenal people, and everybody has their own jam and their own story, and nobody's the same. And that's what's great about Disney Vacation Club, is there's literally something for everybody. And I like to hear why people like the resorts that I don't, because maybe I'm missing something, or maybe I'm right and they're wrong, and that's okay too. But we really want to just kind of get the whole picture, and we really want people to participate in this conversation. And so please, yeah, definitely check us out on Instagram. Check that Google form out on our Facebook group. And we just also launched a TikTok that when I have time, we'll be we'll be adding some content too, and that's also DVC Clubhouse on TikTok. So lots of ways to connect with us. We want to connect with you. We're going to be doing meetups as much as humanly possible.
And we did also, if you join that Facebook group, you will see that we have planned a meetup for September of 2023. Oh, that's like a formal one. I mean, we definitely encourage people to meet up when they can, but this is on the weekend of September 22nd to the 25th. We are going to be, we already, I think we have around, I think 30 people who are already going to be there that weekend. We're kicking off the weekend on a Friday night at Disney Springs. The next day, we're all going to head over to Epcot for the Food and Wine Festival. And then we're going to, we have rented a cabin at Copper Creek. I've never stayed at one. I've never set foot in one. I know Jeff has, but I'm really excited for that. We're going to have like a little, party at the cabin on Sunday evening, and then Monday, meet up in Magic Kingdom for anybody who is still there, or flying out later in the day. So it should be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to that. And that's another thing we, encourage you to join the group, stay up to date on the details of that weekend as they come out, because it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it, and staying in a cabin.
Yeah,
Bucket
me too.
list.
It's going to be great. I got lucky once, and we got pixie dusted and upgraded from a one bedroom that we had booked into a cabin for one
Amazing.
night was all. But they're pretty fantastic, and I'm looking forward to. I know a lot of people walk past them with kind of the mystery, like what's inside there. They're awesome, and so yeah, we're gonna have a little meetup, like a cocktail party or something similar to that. You know, they only hold so many people, so at some point we're gonna have to cut off that guest list. We don't know yet what that's gonna look like. We'll make sure and keep in touch and announce that, but we don't want to get our membership.
Word gets out, and we're gonna have to we're gonna have to issue wristbands to get in.
Exactly. Yeah, and yeah, we'll crash the system for sure. But no, it'll be fun. That's going to be a great weekend. Epcot Food and Wine is always popular with people, and like we're just going to make it. Make
And
it.
I've been going to Epcot Food and Wine by myself a lot over the past 2 years, and it's really hard to eat a lot when you're there
Yeah,
by yourself. I'm looking forward to having a large group so that I can taste more things and not
exactly.
leave like feeling totally ill.
Yeah, for sure. And we're going to announce some more details as that gets closer. We've got some things in the works, maybe some surprises. Maybe some swag, maybe some meetups of a different kind. So we'll keep everybody posted. We wanted to announce it so that people could make their reservations. 11-month window, is important. So, but yeah,
Yeah,
we're excited for that event. I think it's going to be great.
100%. Totally.
And feel free. This is going to go out on YouTube as well as our Facebook group. So if you have specific questions or comments, or you have ideas that you want to share with us, please comment below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. This is our first episode, so we want to be out there with y'all. So keep in touch with us.
And I'm really excited to wrap it up this way. This is DVC Clubhouse, so DVC you real soon.
Goodbye, everybody.